Hello Reformers and welcome back to Perisno. Now when we left off we had completed the High Dragon Priestess's task and received some extremely nice rewards. One of them being of course the addition of the High Dragon Priestess herself, and she is indeed riding a dragon, yes she is, and we also received this, a wyvern. Unfortunately I cannot ride that right now, so yes, we're going to have to do something with that. Maybe we're going to have to try and level up our agility or something along those lines, see what we can do. So I've made a brief stopover at Dillac Castle, and I was attempting to find Archduke Tyrekus, because he's the one that owns Galway. Now, what I'd love to be able to do is swap my fief down in the very, very south of Perisno, all the way down here, Kalataka, you know, the one that we took from the Arulo, and swap that for Galway. So hopefully he's going to accept it. Let's see if we can actually do that even. Okay, so I want to ask you something. Yes, would you be interested in exchanging fiefs? This is somewhat unusual, but unless Queen Arwen objects, there is no reason we could not. What fief of mine did you have in mind? Galway. What fief do you offer in exchange? Oh yeah, by the way, at the end of the previous episode, I don't know whether you caught it, but there was like a, I don't know, 2 frames or 1 frame of a screen that said, Queen Arwen wants to give you Reichberg. So yeah, now that is ours, amusingly enough. So we do actually own Reichberg now. Anyway, we are going to be offering a Kalataka in exchange. There you go. And that exchange is acceptable to me if you're willing to provide that much to cover my expenses. Yeah, sure, why not? There you go. And now we have our very own town in the center. Oh yes, very nice. Unfortunately, the garrison has changed, but that's okay. I think that's fine, because obviously, you know, they switch the garrisons around because they don't want you to swap a fief around and then be like, ooh, now I have over 2,000 units. Yeah, no, that's the kind of thing that they want to prevent. Anyway, I do have 200 in there, so that should be absolutely fine, you know, to sort of sustain us and things and make sure everything's okay there. I mean, this is really cool now, because we have Dillac Castle, we have Galway, and we have Federo Castle. Now, of course, the only sort of odd one out is Reichberg in the northwest over there, so that's not particularly good. Anyway, as I stated at the end of the previous episode, we're probably going to be moving on to FORDE and doing some damage to the Zan dynasty once again. Oh yeah, by the way, these are the small updates to the, well, shall we say, to the land that I have purchased in various towns, and I thought it might be a nice idea because you've not actually seen this screen in a long time, because usually it pops up when I'm either off screen or not even recording yet. So yeah, it's pretty cool to actually see where our investments have gotten us. And as you can see here, if I need money, all I need to do is go to Elsinore, because that has 107,000. So that is pretty impressive if I do say so myself. Otherwise, we just have a bunch of 25,000, and Vinica only has 10 acres. That's probably the reason why we're not getting too much from that. But, you know, if I wanted to, I could take the 100,000. Okay, I need to be a little bit careful here, because we have General Chin over there, and he's going to want to attack us. But anyway, yes, point is, if I wanted to, I could take the 100,000 from Elsinore, and then I could just use that 100,000 to purchase even more land elsewhere, or in the same place, who knows. But yeah, that's a pretty cool strategy in my opinion. If you have, you know, every single enterprise under the sun, which I think we actually have quite a few of, so it's not really too big a deal not to do that. And we are making a huge amount of money anyway, so it's not like it is really necessary, but it's always nice to have more, because you never know when something bad is going to happen. Anyway, let's lead our soldiers in an assault here. And hopefully, I was actually hoping that they might come outside, but no, they didn't want to do that. Alright, so this is when, ooh, okay, yes, thank you very much. I don't appreciate being absolutely murdered immediately, thank you very much. Okay, so let's see what I can do here. I'm going to just place my archers and, yes. You know, theoretically, I should really just be charging in here, because I have 62, yeah, okay. I have 62 infantry. I kind of didn't think that I'd be taking forward in this episode. I thought that I might try to do something else, but then that didn't really work. So, yeah, I tried to take one of the, well, not take, but I tried to scout out some of the towns nearby to Reichberg, and it was much more pain than it was worth, because there was just, there's a few Zan Dynasty vassals around there, and I don't really want to deal with them at the moment, so I'm gonna see what we can do just charging in here. Maybe we're going to surprise everyone. Who knows? As you can see, though, look at the damage that we're able to inflict. It's pretty amazing. Okay, come on now. Come on, Scout. Yes, you can do it. Okay, well, we are losing a hired foot knight there. That's okay. I did retrieve some hired veteran warriors, by the way, from Dillac Castle, because I did say that I was going to swap out the ogres that I had in my army, and I did just that at Dillac Castle. So, yes, that's obviously going to make a pretty big difference to our survivability here, because obviously those hired veteran warriors, they're pretty good. So, that's nice. Anyway, I am just absolutely massacring everyone. By the way, do you remember all the way back in episode 2 or 3 of, 10 or whatever, and we were attempting to use our bow to do some damage. And Scout was just like, oh no, I can't possibly do that. Yeah, and he was just like, no. He was just completely declining to do any damage whatsoever. But that has changed significantly. And I am really pleased to say that, to be honest, because I actually thought that maybe archery was just not going to be viable. I thought that crossbows might be better, but then I just kept looking to my Elan Tauren comrades and my units, and basically being like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's exactly the kind of mentality that I kept up, because I wanted to be able to use my bow against these enemies. And many enemies, actually. I wanted to use my bow against many enemies, but the fact is, we are now here. We are now able to use our bow in a pretty damaging manner, and I'm a little bit worried here, so I'm going to heal myself a little bit. Yeah. Speaking of healing, I'm probably going to be getting a little bit more in first aid if I can, but now that I have an additional goal, and that additional goal being to get some additional riding skill, because obviously we want to be able to ride the Wyvern. Yeah, by the way, I don't actually mind getting taken out there, because my plan was to retreat anyway, so it's not too bad. Okay, so let's have a look. 43, 20 killed. Okay, so wow. Okay, I'm a bit. I don't really like that, to be honest. Okay, so what can we do? We can change these. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna change these out. We're gonna make sure that every single ranged unit is at the start of our army, because we want them to absolutely murder everyone inside there. Because obviously the Zan, they don't have any shields. Well, for the most part. I mean, some of them do have shields, but anyway, that's kind of the thing we want to do. So let's just see if anyone else has any ranged mercenary stalkers. They have some ranged weapons as well. There we go. Okay, I think that is it. They have thrown weapons. That's not really necessary. Illica Rangers. They are, of course, exceptional. And Alendel and Kengesh do need to level up, so I suppose we should do that. Okay, so let's get him some more agility, a little bit more in power strike. I mean, he's already got 10 in absolutely everything. I mean, I could get him, what? Well, we already have an engineer as well, so it's not actually necessary. I mean, he has 35 in intelligence. I could technically give him some more in trainer skill, so I guess I'm probably going to do that instead. Even though that's a bit more of a boring option, because I like actually having our companions deal some damage. And I know, yes, companions are generally for specializing and, all that sort of thing. And that's exactly what we've done already. I mean, look, he has 10 in everything. Slighter is the looter, Faziel's the trader, Shijin's got engineering, Arakanas has tactics, and then I just basically cover all the rest. So yeah, we don't really need to specialize our companions even more. And if you are wanting to specialize even more, I think that's redundant, to be honest. But anyway, we are going to be speccing into some more trainer skill here. Yeah, there we go. 9 in trainer. That is going to be fantastic. It's going to do a lot. Obviously, who's it going to do a lot to? No one, because no one really needs to level up in my army anymore, with the exception of the veteran warriors, I guess. Okay, so are we actually okay to head in here, or are most of my units still injured? Because I think I might be jumping the gun a bit. It's still raining. I'm a bit worried about this. Suffice it to say, a bit worried is an understatement. So, oh, Silavethia, why? Why did you get yourself killed? You're fantastic. Ugh. Yeah, she's really good with a bow, so it's kind of sad that she got taken out already, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so I'm just going to continue firing away into these enemies here. I mean, what else can we do? I mean, we need to take these guys down. But we're going to do it the old-fashioned way, because as you can see, the infantry, Zerg rush kind of thing did not really work too well this time around, which is a bit of a shame, because I would have liked to have just eliminated them in one fell swoop, but it seems like that is not to be, because we had already eliminated almost 300 units in the first wave, and I don't think they were going to let up. I think they were basically going to stick around until we had eliminated about 600, 700, maybe even 800 of them, and then they would have probably given up the walls. So yeah, pretty painful cost to doing an infantry rush, and I think this is a little bit better in many respects. Oh yeah, give me that. Give me those experiences. That's what we like. Very good. Oh, give me that weapon proficiency too. Look at our archery proficiency now. It's crazy. Alright, new enemies have arrived already. So how many have we killed? Do you want to make a guess? Do you want to make a guess? I'm going to make a guess at about... Usually I guess much more than they actually have killed. So I'm going to guess 80. Right? Nope. Nope, they've done a lot more than 80. They've done a lot more than 80. Actually, 170. Wow. Alright. Well, very good, everyone. You're doing a very good job. I'm going to try and protect Shi Jin here, because he is our engineer. And he doesn't have a shield. So, obviously that makes a difference. Anyway, have you all run out of ammunition yet? Yes. Some of them have, some of them haven't, but most have. So, I guess... We're probably... Oh, Allendale got himself taken out at the very end there. Well, our medic skills are actually spread out throughout the army. So, it's not a big deal if Allendale gets himself killed. He can just use the lesser medic's skills to get back into the fight, and then he can take over. So, that's pretty good. Anyway, we're going to be retreating here. And we killed 195. That's pretty good. That's not as much as what we did with the infantry, because obviously we get right into their faces, but we lost literally no one as a result of that. So I think that is a really, really good way of taking things if you are playing with a ranged force. Oh yeah, I did have a task to go to the Marshal here, but as we know, I kind of ignore the Marshal now because we are just that much more powerful than he is, or I think so at least, or maybe we are, maybe we aren't. Huh. That's actually got me kind of curious now. Maybe he is more powerful than us. Anyway, I have 1,164 to go. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait here for some time, and then I'm probably going to go in and take out another 200 each time, I think. Oh my. If that guy has a spearhead coming with him, he's probably going to attack me, but let's just build some ladders real fast and see whether we can do it beforehand. Yeah, there we go. Yes, as I was saying, I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to try and take out about 400, 500, maybe even 600 maximum units, and then we're going to see where we are then. Alright, so we are doing a huge amount of damage. As you can see, I actually have a pretty good sort of setup here. I have the infantry in the very front, the cavalry in the middle, and then the archers all the way at the back. Obviously, if this was a much better in terms of environment style, then I think we would be even more deadly. Because obviously if we had a bit of a slope here, a bit more of a slope that is, because obviously the slope at the moment is very minor, but if we had a much better slope, then this would be insane. Oh, it would be so good. But yeah, I've just been getting a bunch of headshots here. Hilariously enough, that's always what happens every single time. There we go, there's a headshot. Anyway, the point is, every single time I say, oh, I've just been getting a bunch of headshots and a bunch of kills, it doesn't happen, yes. Always. Every single time. But anyway, doesn't matter too much because obviously we've gotten enough headshots in our time and we've got enough damage under our belts and all kinds of things. So that is absolutely fine. As you can see, we've eliminated another 160, and I'm just slowly and steadily whittling them down. I mean, that's basically what we have to do with the Zan, and with basically every garrison in Perisno, with the exception of if you are with your marshal, or if you have a bunch of forces following you or something like that, then obviously that makes a huge difference to how much you're able to do. Now, what I'm going to do is, once they hit 170, I'm going to retreat. 170? Go, come on. You can do it. Yes, there we go. Thank you very much. Okay, so yes, once they hit 170, I'm going to retreat, and I'm going to take a look and see what the garrison is like. Okay, so what do they have here? They have 2 black warriors, 2 Zan longbowmen, 9 kamikaze warriors. They don't have anything that is very damaging any further. I mean, yes, they have 240 Zan swordsmen. Those are going to pose a great problem to our archers. So I think in the next episode, we're going to rush these guys with our infantry and eliminate them in one fell swoop. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.